Greetings from wherever you are watching me from. This is Joe Hangoma, your personal development coach. Today, we are starting our sessions on personal development. Like I said earlier in the previous video that I posted sometime in December, I mentioned about these sessions where I'm going to walk you through a number of topics on personal development. So we're going to start our sessions with personal development. What is personal development? After which we are going to go into the pillars of personal development. When we are done with the pillars of personal development, we are also going to go into the fundamentals of personal development. So for today, the session is focused on personal development. So what is personal development? And what do we mean when we talk about personal development? What comes in our minds when we hear personal development? So personal development simply is unlocking your potential. So each and every one of us has got some potential that is seated deep inside our hearts and deep inside our bodies. That if untapped, this potential will still remain there without benefiting us and also the world at large. But when we tap into the potential that God has given us, freely given to us to use to better our lives, then we are going to develop ourselves and become better people, people that will change our lives and also the lives of those that are going to impact in the long run. So, by definition, what is personal development? I've got two definitions here of personal development which are similar with just one addition to the last one that is very important. So, personal development, the first definition reads personal development is the process of improving oneself through activities that develop talents, potentials, and self awareness. So, these are activities that you and I have to be involved in that will help us to develop our talents, our potentials, and also self awareness. The second definition says personal development, these are activities that improve awareness and identity, develop talents and potential, and enhance the quality of life. The difference with these two definitions is the last part of the second definition, which talks about the enhancement of the quality of life. So, when we talk about personal development, when we tap into that potential that is inside us, we are going to develop ourselves, and at the end of the day, our lives are going to develop. We are going to have better lives. So, the importance of personal development is that it contributes to personal and career growth, emotional well being, and overall life satisfaction. Okay, so what this simply means is that as we develop ourselves, as we discover our identity, as we discover our talents and potentials, we are going to live life in a certain way. And this certain way is a way that is going to help us improve our lives. And at the end of the day, we're going to have a life that is going to be lived on purpose and not just lived anyhow. So, this is what we talk about when we talk of personal development. So, let's go into the key areas of personal development. What are the key areas of personal development? So there are 5 key areas that you need to consider always when you think of personal development. Number one, spiritual. Most of us are Christians, if not all of us anyway. Yeah, most of us are Christians. And it is very important, therefore, to develop ourselves in the area of spirituality, because without us being connected to the one who gave us this life, all our works will be in vain. So it is very important to realize that as we talk of personal development, we need to improve the area of spirituality. So under spirituality, what we talk about here, or what needs to be worked on, is exploring meaning, purpose, and connectedness. So you need to understand that you are not just living a life without purpose. God created you for a purpose, and He wants you to live this purpose or this meaning. Therefore, when you develop yourself in the area of spirituality or spiritualism, you have to identify your meaning, your purpose. What is the purpose that you've been called for in this world? And when you realize this purpose, you are going to be able to start moving in that line or to live your life in accordance to that purpose. And therefore, you are going to have a life that is going to be lived on purpose and meaningful. And for you to continue on that journey, you need to always be connected with the provider of life. You need to be connected with God all the time. So there is the component of connectedness that has to be there. You have to develop a personal relationship with your master, a personal relationship with your God for the rest of your life. The second key area of personal development is intellectual. Okay, so when we talk of intellectual here, we are talking about the aspect of enhancing knowledge, critical thinking, and also problem solving skills. So you need to be a person who is going to develop yourself in the way that you think, because at the end of the day, we're a product of our minds, we're a product of our thoughts. What we think is whom we become. So we need to be people who are going to develop ourselves in the area of intellectual as we think of personal development. The third point or the third key area of personal development is social aspect. No man is an island. We all need one another here. So it is very important that you build good relationships with yourself, uh, with your friends and family, and also with God. And also you form networkings or networks and improve your communication skills. So it is very important that you communicate effectively, send your message clearly, and receive messages from other people that are communicating back to you. So you need to also develop a good network, the network that is going to help you uh, to achieve your goal of personal development. So social aspect or social area of personal development is very important that you should also take into consideration. The other key area of personal development is physical. Physical aspect of personal development is important in that, remember, our bodies are a tool or a vehicle through which we exert the ideas in the minds, the ideas that we believe in our minds. Our bodies are vehicles that are going to transport our mind from point A to point B. Therefore, for us to attain our goals, for us to move from point A to point B, our bodies need to be in a physical state that is okay to carry out that particular activity. So it is very important to develop ourselves in this area of physical, this aspect of physicality. So we need to maintain good health, fitness, and well-being. Okay, you can't eat anyhow and expect to live a good life. You need to be someone who is going to follow the rules of nature. You need to be someone who is going to follow the rules of health and live a healthy life if you want to attain a healthy life. So physical area of personal development is also very, very important, because you can have an idea in your mind, but if you don't have the body that is going to help you transmute that idea into the external equivalent, it will be impossible for you to have that idea into a reality. So maintain a good health at all times. Be someone who is going to work on your fitness. Be someone who is going to maintain health at all times. The last area on personal development is emotional aspect. When we talk of emotional here, we talk about the need to develop uh, emotional intelligence and also self-awareness and empathy. You need to be someone who should be able to understand the situation and also understand the emotions of others. Remember, we are emotional human beings, and sometimes emotions get the best out of us. So it is very important to understand our emotions and how to control our emotions in every given situation, because once we react, because how we react determines what comes out of our lives at the end of the day. So it's very important that you understand these five areas of personal development, which are spiritual, intellectual, social, physical, and emotional. What is the importance of personal development? Why bother yourself on this journey of personal development? It is very important to understand that personal development will help you to enhance self-awareness. When we talk of self-awareness here, we are talking about realizing your strength. So you'll be able to know your strength, you'll be able to know your weaknesses, and this will help you also to understand and work on the areas of improvement. So when you are aware of yourself, when you are aware of your abilities and your capabilities, it will be easy for you to move in a certain way, and it will be easy for you to do certain things because you understand that you're capable to do certain things and you're not capable of doing certain things. And then this will give you uh, this will give you a chance to understand on the areas that you need to work on, okay, to improve yourself. The second importance of personal development is that it builds confidence. Confidence is very important in our lives. Without confidence, we can't achieve anything. So, with confidence here, we're talking about building self-esteem through goal achievement. Okay, there is a component of goals here that has been mentioned. When you achieve a certain goal, there is that feeling of satisfaction, that feeling of pride that comes into your mind and into your soul or into your body. So that will help you build your confidence. When you have achieved a certain goal, it will give you the motivation, the courage, the confidence even to go ahead and achieve another goal. So it's very important to boost our confidence in everything that we would ever want to do. Without confidence, with low self-esteem, it will be difficult for us to reach greater heights of success. It will be difficult for us to achieve our goals in life. So personal development will help you build and boost confidence. The other importance of personal development is that it helps improve mental health. We have seen a lot of suicide cases in our country happening. A lot of people are suffering from mental health. And it's so sad that some of them, rather many of them, don't come out, okay? And they would rather die and drown in their own mental sickness. It is very important, therefore, when you embark on personal development, you are going to reduce all these issues of mental health by improving your mental health. So, how do you improve your mental health? So, you're going to improve your mental health by reducing stress and anxiety through self care practices. You're going to realize that there are certain things that you need to take care of yourselves and take care of your mental health. You need to be someone who's going to be open to learning. You need to be someone who's going to be open to share out problems and also to share out your problems with other people. So mental health is very, very important. Of course, people would laugh at us. Of course, people would not want to listen to the problems that we have because everyone is busy fighting their own problems. But it is important, therefore, to learn to share the problems that we have. In this way, it will help us to find solutions to the problems that we might have. So mental health is one importance of personal development that we need to take into consideration. So improve your mental health by reducing stress and anxiety and also practicing self-care practices. Personal development is also important in the aspect of job satisfaction and performance. So you're going to gain skills and knowledge that are important for personal growth. Remember, we are in a fast moving world right now, and a lot of things are changing every day. The way things were done yesterday, a month ago, a year ago, might not be the same way things will be done tomorrow, a month from now, or 2 years from now. So, with personal development, you're going to help improve on your performance at work and also job satisfaction. Okay, so it's very important that you realize the importance of job satisfaction. Sometimes, many of us, or rather, some of us are in jobs that we are not satisfied in. We are into jobs that we were pushed to by our family members, and we are just working because we are there. But then, if we develop ourselves as we work on personal development, it will be important for us to realize that we need that job satisfaction, because that's how and that's the only way you'll be able to deliver to the best of your abilities. So you need to love what you do and to do what you love. Then the other importance of personal development is that personal development fosters better relationships. I mentioned earlier to say that no man is an island. We all need the presence of the other person. Alone, we are lonely. Alone, we can drown in a lot of negative thoughts. So it is important to work on bettering our relationships, starting from the homes that we stay in. We need to be loved by everyone in the family. We need to be someone who the family looks up to when you come back home. Not when you come back home, everyone frowns. Everyone should enjoy your presence. So you need to understand and develop better communication skills, understand other people as well, and then let them also understand you. So these are the importance of personal development. Okay, we move on to goals. What and how do goals impact personal development? Okay, so setting goals, it's very, very important. When we talk of goals, we realize that there are short-term goals and long-term goals. Now, goals are what gives our lives directions. Without goals, we would live a life without purpose. Without goals, we live a life without direction, and we will not do things in an orderly way. We will not even be able to manage our time properly, which at the end of the day will result into us not managing our lives in an appropriate way. So you need to understand that goal setting is very, very important. Therefore, set goals for the day of your lives. So set smart goals. I'm sure we all know what smart goals are about. So smart goals, it means setting goals that are specific, that are measurable, goals that are attainable, goals that are realistic, and goals that are time bound. You need to be someone who is going to be smart in setting your goals. So identify the short-term goals and also identify the long-term goals. Then set them in accordance or in order of priority and start working on those goals. Those are the goals that are going to give you direction in your life. Okay, another important aspect of personal development is self-reflection. So self-reflection is important in understanding behaviors, thoughts, and emotions. Remember, I mentioned to say that we are emotional human beings, and I said we are a product of our thoughts. So our behavior is as a result of our thoughts. Funny how we take thoughts lightly, but at the end of the day, these are the things that are shown in the way we conduct ourselves in the community. So if we reflect ourselves, if we take time to reflect ourselves as we're embarking on this journey of personal development, it will be very, very important for us to analyze our behaviors. How is our behavior in the society? Is it a behavior that is acceptable, or is it a behavior that someone would not even want to be associated with? I remember growing up, there's certain times when mom would say, you should not be playing with this child, you should not be playing with that person, you should not be playing with that, but you should be playing with the child of this person. Why? Is because those children that our parents were not that our parents didn't want us to associate with, they had certain elements that they didn't want us to develop. Okay, so their behaviors were not acceptable in our parents' line of thought. So they never wanted us to be polluted by those behaviors. So it is very important to realize that what you think in your mind is translated or is translated into what you do. So it is very important that when you take time to reflect yourself, you're going to be able to understand your behaviors, you're going to understand how your thought pattern is, and also how your emotions is, and then it will be easy for you to control your thought, and also at the end of the day you're going to control your emotions and also your behavior at large. So what are some of the the things that you can do or the techniques that you can use to improve self-reflection. Very important is to journ, journaling or writing down your life. You don't need to be an author on this one. You just have to write the activities of your day. You just have to write the things that you do most of the time. Okay, and then the other thing, the other technique is getting feedback from others. Now, on feedback, most of us don't want to be criticized by people because criticism, in most cases, it 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 uh, it it, uh, it pains us, okay, because they'll tell us the things that touches our heart or touches our soul. So it is very important to be someone who is going to accept to receive feedback from others. Feedback will help you to check your life. Feedback will also help you to understand the things that you need to improve on and realize your mistakes and also find solutions towards those mistakes. So, what are some of the reflection questions that you can ask yourself as you are journaling your life, as you are journaling uh, yeah, as you're doing in your life, you need to ask yourself these few questions. Number one, what did I do well? So write down what you did well during that particular day, during that week, during that month, or during that year. Write what you did well. Then you also ask yourself, what could I improve on? Definitely, there is not everything that you would not have done correctly. And then you realize that you need to improve on certain areas. So it is important to write down what you need to improve on. And these should be some of the things that will give you direction in the setting of your goals. They're going to be part of your goals because those are the things that are going to work on to improve your life. Then also ask yourself this question: how do I feel about my progress? Are you making progress? If you feel you're making progress, how is the progress? Is it slow or is it fast? Are you okay with the pace at which that progress is coming through? So it is very important to understand that you need to make a self reflection. So if you are not making progress, then you are going to realize what you need to improve on, and then you work on those things. If you are making progress, then you have to keep the momentum because sometimes motivation goes and you feel like stopping because you don't feel motivated to continue. But it's very important to track your progress on this journey of personal development. Another important aspect to take into consideration as we look at personal development is time management. Time management is life management. The way you manage your time is the way you manage your life. Okay, so effective time management leads to better productivity and reduces stress. Simple as that. If you manage your time well, you are going to be productive in that particular day. If you don't manage your time well, you're not going to achieve anything in that particular day. So, like goal setting, time management is very important. Time will help you when you manage your time properly. You're going to divide your goals or your activities in a certain in certain time frames. You're going to decide what time you need to bath, what time you need to eat, what time you need to study, what time you need to read, what time you need to wake out, what time you need to go out if you want to go out. So you're going to plan your activities in a systematic way. All right. So what are the techniques of time management, of improving time management? Number one, you need to prioritize tasks. Every one of us has got what to do. Even just sitting idle is an activity. So you need to prioritize. Are you going to just sit your day without doing anything, moving from one stage to another as the sun keeps going? Or you are going to work uh, to work out your activities in order of their importance? So prioritizing tasks is very important as you are on this journey of personal development. Remember, these tasks are coming from the goals that you've set. So you're going to break down your goals into smaller activities or tasks. So you need to prioritize them in order of importance and start working on each task and that task until it is done. That's when you should go to the next task. The other technique that can help you improve your time management is scheduling. So have a written schedule of your activities. Of course, we can use our mind to master what we want to do or to master the activities that we want to do. But it is very important to have a written document because sometimes uh, we can forget depending on how the day moves. So it is important to have a schedule of your activities. And at the end of the day, when you come back to rest, look at that schedule, tick the activities that you've achieved, and also put an X on the activities that you have not achieved. Then this will help you to readjust your goals for the next day, for the next week, for the next month. The other important technique that you can use to improve time management is setting deadlines. Very important. If you are a student, you realize that every assignment that you are given has got a submission date. So you need to do your research and work and write that assignment in that particular time frame that you've been given. So deadlines are very important. You can't be doing one thing for the rest of your life. Definitely, you need to do another thing. You need to do a lot of things. So deadlines are very important because they're going to help you be effective, and also they're going to help you to work your way out in achieving your goals. Another important thing is avoiding procrastination. Procrastination is an enemy of progress. Procrastination comes slowly and it develops slowly. But when it comes and finds its hold in our lives, it is an enemy that is difficult to fight. It is an enemy that requires a lot of effort to eradicate. So try by all means to avoid procrastination. Quite all right, you've set your schedule, you've scheduled your goals, and then all right, you've scheduled your activities. You look at your activities, and because you don't have motivation, you say, activity number one, I think I'm not ready for this today. I'm not going to do it. Remember, once you have not done that activity, it's very likely that even the second activity is going to be affected. So at the end of the day, you're going to realize that almost the whole of your day will be affected because you would have procrastinated on one activity that would have led you to panic on the next activity, or that will also lead you to procrastinating the second activity. So avoid procrastination at all times. Work on fighting procrastination. It's not a very, very good enemy in personal development and also in achieving our success in whatever area. So, what are the tools that you can use to track your time management? So, always have a to do list. Like I said, write a schedule of your activities for that particular day. When you are done with that activity, come back to tick it, go to the next activity, just like that. So, have a to do list. Then you can also use calendars and have planners. Every one of us has got a calendar on our smartphones. We can even set alarms on our calendars. When that activity is supposed to be done, our phones can be able to give us a reminder depending on the time that we set, whether 30 minutes before or 20 minutes or 5 minutes before that activity, you can be able to remember that you need to do this second activity. So time management is very important because time management is life management. The other important aspect of personal development is continuous learning. They say that an exercised muscle grows. So an exercised mind also grows. So continuous learning is very important because we are living in a world that is constantly changing. We are living in a world that would require us to learn a lot of things for us to remain relevant. So continuous learning keeps the mind active and also skills updated. It is important for you to be active all the time. The Bible also says that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. So even the Bible actually encourages the importance of keeping your mind active at all times. So by learning, you're going to improve on your effectiveness, you're going to improve on your skills, and you're also going to make your mind active at all the times. What are the methods that you can do to improve to improve your learning or to be in continuous learning? Number one is reading. Reading is very important. Reading is one of the best foods for the mind. Always find time to read something every day, depending on your goals. If it's fitness, read books to do with fitness. If it's health that you want to achieve, physical health, or yeah, or nutrition, read books in that area. If it's personal development, read books on personal development. If it's financial success, read books on financial success. So reading is very important. The second thing that you need to do also is taking courses. There are a lot of courses these days that are available for us to learn from. The internet world learning has brought learning close to our doorsteps than never before. You don't need to go and move lots of distances. All you need is your smartphone or is your smart gadget, or you need an internet connection and a laptop or a phone. Go to YouTube. There are a lot of courses that you can take. Of course, some of them you need to pay, they are not free. It is very important to invest in learning, invest at all times in improving yourself. The other things is attending workshops and also study groups. You can form groups with your friend, those that have the like mind like yours. Organize yourselves and organize groups that you're going to be able to start certain things, just like we have discussion groups at school. It is important also in the area of personal development to have these groups. As we form those networks, as we improve our communication skills, it will be important for us to identify those people that can teach us, people that can mentor us, people that we can learn from, and also people that we can share our ideas. So these are the methods that you can use to improve your learning. What are the benefits of continuous learning? Benefit number one of continuous learning is personal growth. The second is relevance, and the third thing is sense of accomplishment. When you learn, you're going to grow. Once you learn how to do something better, you're going to do it better the next time. And because of continuous learning, you're going to remain relevant. Remember, your skills are going to be updated, your skills are going to be uh, active, and then you're also going to have an active mind. So, as you are updating your skills, you're going to remain relevant in this fast moving world. Then there is also the sense of accomplishment. When you sit down to reflect your life, you realize that you have moved a certain milestone that will help you continue the momentum of personal growth. The other important aspect also of personal development is building resilience. So when you talk about resilience here, we're talking about the ability to bounce back from setbacks and challenges. In this world that we are living in, there are a lot of challenges that we are facing. Every one of us is fighting a battle that you don't know of. Even if you can see people smiling in the streets, behind closed doors, in their homes, there are skeletons that are fighting in their closets. There are battles that they are secretly fighting. So, as you develop yourself, as you wish to become the better version of yourself through personal development, you need to build resilience. You need to have the ability to fight back from setbacks and challenges. What are the techniques that you can use to fight back setbacks and also challenges? Number one, positive thinking. It is almost natural that we would fall into negative thinking because almost everywhere that you're going to look is negative things that you're going to see. There is a lot of negativity in this world. There is a lot of negativity around us, and it is very easy for us to fall into negative traps. So, to be able to build resilience, we need to develop the habit of positive thinking. When you track your thoughts, You'll be able to know how many times you make wrong thoughts, how many times you think of negative thoughts. And the moment you realize that you've made a negative thought, it's very important to counteract that negative thought with a positive thought. So, technique number one to build resilience is positive thinking. The other important technique is stress management practices. Develop ways on how you're going to be managing stress. Some people manage stress by going to the bars, take alcohol, some smoke, some venture into sex, some go into loud music. There are a lot of ways in which people manage their stress. So, depending on your lifestyle or depending on your personality, develop those practices that are going to help you manage your stress. Remember, you are in a journey that is ongoing, so you have to manage your stress very well at every particular time. The other important technique to use is building a support system. Like I said, we all need one. We all need each other. We need people around us. No one is an island. So build a support system. Find people whom you can rely to. Find people whom you can confide in when you are facing those challenges. Find people who will not expose your problem. Find people who will not magnify your problem or worsen your problem and share your problem with the rest of the world. Find people who, when you share your problem with them, they are going to help you find solution on that problem. Okay, so other examples that you can do to improve resilience are learning from failure. Many of us consider failure as the end of the journey. Failure is not an end, but it is a means to an end. So, from every failure, there is a lesson that we can need, that we can take up. From every failure, there is a lesson that we can learn from. It is important, therefore, to reflect on what went wrong and find ways of improving that which went wrong. The other important thing is also to stay motivated. Motivation might not be there always. Sometimes motivation will go high, sometimes motivation will go low, sometimes motivation will not even be there. But it is important to stay motivated. Find ways of how you're going to motivate yourself. If it means listening to music, if music will boost you, if prayer boosts your motivation, do those things that will help you to stay motivated. Another important thing on building resilience is adapting to change. Do not be stuck with one idea. Do not be stuck with one way of doing things. The world is changing. You need to change as well. You need to change your thinking. You need to change the way you do your things. So adapt to change, which is very, very important. Another important aspect of personal development is developing emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence is about understanding and managing your own emotions and those of others. We are emotional human beings, this I've already mentioned. So, how we handle our emotions is very important to maintain those relationships that we want to create out there. So, be someone who is going to be very careful on the way that you manage your emotions, because how you react affects the other person. How you react affects the reaction of the other person. And imagine if you react negatively in that circle that you have, you transmute that negative energy to other people who might also react negatively. At the end of the day, you're going to have a circle of negative energy. So it is very important to understand your emotions and the emotion of others. Components of emotional intelligence include self awareness, self regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. So, these are some of the areas that you need to find time to work into. How are you motivated to regulate your emotions? Be someone who is going to realize when you have gone wrong, or when you have done wrong, or when you have responded wrong. Be someone who is going to be aware of yourself all the time. Take full control of your life. You are going to be able to improve your social skills at the end of the day. So the benefits of emotional intelligence includes better relationships, effective communications, and improved decision making. These are the benefits that are going to come when you develop your emotional intelligence by managing yourself very well, by practicing self-awareness, practicing self-regulation, by practicing motivation, empathy. You're going to improve in the way that you're making your decisions, which will have an effect on the communication, how you communicate with others, and the communication as it improves, it is going to help you build better relationships with others. So these are some of the things that I wanted to share with you on this topic of personal development. I hope you have learned and you have enjoyed. So in summary, what are we talking about? Or what are some of the key points that you need to remember on personal development? So you need to remember the importance of personal development. So the importance of personal development, as I mentioned earlier, are as follows. Personal development helps you enhance self-awareness, it boosts your confidence, it improves your mental health, it increases job satisfaction and importance, and it also fosters better relationships. So there are five importance of personal development that we've discussed here. Then what are the key areas of personal development? There are also five key areas that we mentioned, which are spiritual, intellectual, social, physical, and emotional. So develop these areas of personal development, all of them. There is a danger that people would only want to develop a certain area and neglect the other area. Remember, personal development is broad, so you need to balance and you need to develop all the areas of personal development. Don't only develop your emotional area of personal development, but also it is important to develop yourself spiritually, intellectually, and also socially. So what are we talking about when we say personal development? So, personal development is a journey and not a destination. As time goes on, you need to continue improve yourself. When you have developed this habit, as time goes by, as the world changes, you realize that you are not going to remain at that certain level. You want to go on another level. So when you attain this level, there is need for you to go to another level. So just like that, personal development is a journey and not a destination. So start small, be consistent, and enjoy the journey of personal development. This is a personal journey. Don't wait for someone because they are also on their journey of personal development. It is yours to take care of. So start small with whatever you have at that particular time and be consistent, because consistency is very important in every journey or in every aspect of our lives. There is a quotation or a quote from Raina Maria which says, "The only journey is the journey within." The only journey is the journey within. So this is personal development. This is the only journey that is there. Take it seriously and move on this journey wholeheartedly. Use your energy or your mind to create and not to worry. Choose positivity today, tomorrow, and